Welcome to the By Steve podcast.
What's up, ladies and gents, boys and girls? This is a return of the By Steve podcast. It's been a minute. I can only apologize. I'm not entirely sure when the last one was. I think it was just January. It might have been before Christmas. And it's been a few months, so I apologize for that. And we are back talking the good stuff. And I appreciate everybody that logs in and listens. So we're just going to do a quick reintroduction to where we're at. My name is Steve Foster. I am the host and talking voice of the unedited By Steve podcast. And while the goal is to grow this bad boy, at the moment you've just got me. I'm trying to get some people on over the next few months and get a better structure. So let's hope that kind of takes a bit of an upturn with a little bit more hard work and dedication, because I have not been that. So I apologize. So for those of you who have logged in before, you'll know that I am a strength and conditioning coach. I am an over 40s GB basketball player. I love fashion. I love music. I love shoes and sneakers. And today we're just going to do a really quick update. So again, for those of you that have been keeping up with what's going on via social media or via the podcast, we are all energy towards Italy, June 19th, 20th for the over 40s basketball European Championships. We had selection just before Christmas. Having been to the World Championships and the previous Euros, I was hopeful of making the squad. I wanted to keep my role. I wanted to be six man. I wanted to keep that energy high and come off the bench and just be that coiled spring, that bath bomb of energy, and things have changed. So we had a really good selection process just before Christmas, and going into January, we had a really strong team put together. It was amazing. I was joyous. And then at this point in time, we had a camp a week ago. And unfortunately, one of the great British greats, Barry Lamble, is now 99% certain that he unfortunately can't make the travel. So what does that mean? Well, I mean, I've been a 3-stroke, 4-stroke, 5 positionally for quite some time. I am multi-positional. I am the glue guy. I am the person that plugs the gaps for 18 to 20 minutes a game with more energy than Wile Coyote, the other one. What does Wile Coyote chase? The bird thing. Yeah, I'm like that on Red Bull. And we had a selection dilemma last weekend. There was a couple of guys brought in to try and plug that gap for the 5-man, and it seems that is not going to be a thing. So taken to one side by the head coach, Jesse Sanzant, my basketball idol, coaching idol, because obviously Scott is my idol. At the end of camp, it was delivered to me that I am now the starting, or not definitely, but we're 90, 87, 85% certain that I'm going to be the starting centre for the over 40s team going into Italy. So I'm 6'6". I'm 95 kilos, which is about 190 pounds, I think. I don't know, 200 pounds. I am undersized, but I am a terrier. I am a Rottweiler. No, I'm not. I'm lying. I'm a terrier. So that means some change. And I, on my Instagram yesterday, the By Steve Foster Instagram, put up some slides for people to ask some questions, and we are in question time. Question with Steve. Ask me anything you would like to know. So some people threw some stuff at me. So let's see what we have got. So I think the great question to start with is, how do you prepare differently from the GB Maxi setup to your league games. So I think that's quite easy. Easy to explain and easy to work through really, really quickly. National League, I've done some stuff. I've dabbled. I've won some leagues. I've won some cups. And, for the last 18 months, 2 years, it's been a fitness project. Playing National League has been a fitness thing for me so I can play over 40s. And, playing with multi-generational players now, like playing with teens and 20s and 30s and me in my 40s, I think the energy changes. So it's a process of trying to play as well as you can and win, but also understanding that you're trying to nurture and help other players come through. Whereas the GB setup for me is the most important aspect of my basketball life right now. So I can turn up to league games, just turn up, just get changed, put my shoes on, play some basketball, have some fun, try and win, not get too emotional if I don't. The process that's different for the GB stuff is that I am now playing basketball with some of the best basketball players that I will ever get the chance to. Old Scottish Scotty Russell, David Tintin Watts, Steph Gill, to say a couple of names. And if you know anything about basketball, you'll probably know 2 out of the 3, because one of them lives in Scotland and no one goes up there, right? So now, it's important to me. It's really, really flipping important to me. So the process is just different. I take myself away at the start of games. I make sure that I'm hydrated. I make sure that I've done all my stretches. I make sure that my headphones are in and I don't talk to anybody. I make sure that I am in the zone, which I can't do now anywhere else. I can get into that mindset for GB, but I cannot do it anywhere else. I'm just, distracted. Maybe there's something wrong with my brain. But yeah, I just don't take anything else as important. So I suppose the prep is just different, but also from a training point of view, I train outside of the gym purposely for the over 40s stuff more than National League. So yeah, we're in the last 12 weeks of preparation. Ooh, big yawner, big yawny McYawnison. So we've got 12 weeks until we go to Italy. We've got another couple of camps. We've got a couple of mini tournaments. We go to Santander. So all preparation is headed towards GB. So we will see how that goes for the next few weeks. Somebody said to me, do you get nervous? Someone asked me, do you get nervous now? Or are you just free of nerves? I usually vomit most games. Before the game, I will go to the bathroom. And I think the change of position, potentially going into the starting 5 and having a lot more minutes and a lot more responsibility, there will be a lot more vomit. But the secret to that is chewing gum and mints and staying hydrated. So yeah, let's see how that pans out. Been by the bench. Another yawn. I apologise. It's only 5:16 here. So I don't know why I'm so tired. Yeah, so do I get nervous? Yes. Do I get anxiety? Yes. Do I get performance anxiety? Yes. In basketball. Do I vomit? Quite often. And then we move through to one of the other questions is what keeps me motivated? Validation. Long pause. There's always going to be somebody better than you, right? There's always going to be somebody better than me. I am not the best basketball player in the world. And that will lead into the next question. But I am not the best basketball player in the world. I'm a good teammate. I am a good team guy. I am a glue guy. What keeps me motivated? I want to go down in history, in my house, in my road, in my postcode, as one of the best players that played the game. So in my house, that's quite easy because I live on my own. In my road, I'm not too sure because I don't know my neighbours. But I want to go down as somebody that was known to be good at basketball, was a competitor, and that people respected as somebody who knew the game, played it the right way, played it with a good, honest moral compass, and was prepared to compete. So I'm just searching for validation, or looking for it. And every day I get closer to that, I think. And yeah, that leads into the next question. What not what. Do you consider yourself a hooper or a basketball player? Now, for anybody that doesn't know the difference, a hooper, my perception of that is somebody that just goes to a basketball session a couple of times a week. They might be a bit of a street baller. They might be a bit they'll be skilled potentially, but they're in essence they're a freestyler. And then a basketball player is somebody that knows the X's and O's. That they can run a UCLA cut, that they can run a Spain play, that they can run a horns variation with it being drawn on a board and just go off and remember it. I'm a basketball player. I'm not athletic. I have a little bit of flair in my game every now and then. Dr. Octopus comes into play every now and then. But as a general rule, I'm a team player. I do what needs to be done. I run the plays, set the screens, I take the shots, I get the rebounds, I dive on the floor. I do all the things that the team needs to win. And that does not include a behind the back dribble with a cross the leg reverse layup. I don't care if I cross somebody over. Don't think I ever have. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to compete. I'm here to run the plays. I'm here to enable my teammates to be better. And to enable myself to be better, to enable us to win. That is my answer to that. I am a basketball player. I am not a hooper. But also, that leads into the next question. Do you know all the plays, Steve? When you go to your camp and they tell you to run drag away special or away, down, reverse cut, spin, screen, out of bounds, stack, shuffle. None of those things are real. Do I know what I'm doing? Well, this leads into why I vomit a lot. Because, there's an element of vomiting because I'm do I know what I'm doing? But I'd like to think I know, I'm going to say 90% of the plays because Jesse might listen to this. But I think the reality of that is you just have to know as much of it as possible. But you also have to understand that if it goes wrong, or not if it goes wrong, if you don't know what you're doing, that you can figure out what you're meant to be doing by watching other people. I think what you find is that in a lot of these scenarios, the 4 and the 5 man have a lot of actions. So, we do a lot of the zig and a lot of the zag and a lot of the to enable the other people to do the things that they want to do. I wish I was a 3-point shooter because them guys just hug the line. But do I know all the plays? By the time we land in Italy, I will know all of the plays. And that is my promise to my teammates because, that's tough. And then the final question that has come through Instagrammy is, how will your training differ in relation to the positional change of going from a 3/4 to a 5? Well, again, just reverting back to some earlier data. I'm 6'6". I'm 95, 96 kilos, so say 200 pounds. I'm light. So, there's an element now of, can I stay as fit and as fast as I have done at 95 kilos? Can I get stronger and lift a little bit more and put a little bit more weight through my body and manage my body weight and my fitness for 12 weeks? Let's find out. We got back from camp last week, just started a new program, a little bit more compound lift, bench, rows, shoulders, upright row, squat, alongside all of like my standard unilateral stuff, so split squats, step ups, ankle prehab and rehab, and my conditioning stuff as well. So the goal is get as strong as humanly possible without putting too much weight on so I get unfitter and slower. I can't grow, so I can't get any taller to fight these 6'8", 6'10" massive Europeans. So how strong can I get in relation to the time that I have, to the position that I play, to enable myself to do the best that I can, is basically the answer to that. There's some big boys out there, and I'm big in comparison to the average human. But if you see me in a picture of my basketball team, I look like a small man. So that's all the questions that came through. So I flew through them. I'd be really keen to hear some feedback, and if anybody's got any comments or any other questions that they want answering. I do want to kind of diversify the topics away from the basketball stuff, because I know the last couple have been about selection and the selection process and the competitions. So if you've got anything that you want to hear about, i.e. shoes, music, fashion, if you want to come on the podcast, let me know. I'd be great to have you. It'd be great to have you. I'd be happy for you to be here. And yeah, little 16, 17 minute punchy one back on the old Spotify just to get people re-engaged. I am going to endeavor to do one a fortnight. That is the goal. It's in my diary. So one a fortnight is my promise. And I'm going to definitely get some people on the next couple. So bear with me. If you listen to this, give it a like, give it a subscribe. If you want to follow me on Instagram, _Steve Foster. Come find me. Sunday poddy done. Signing off. Thanks for listening. If you're listening, share it with a friend, and I will speak to you all soon. Peace out this fine Sunday.
Welcome to the By Steve podcast.